Hi everybody, thanks for coming back. Today we're going to work on a different part and we're going to use several different techniques. We're going to use additive modeling, subtractive modeling, as well as offset planes, which is a really useful technique. If you haven't already, look in the description and download the drawing that we're going to use to create this part. You need it. Also, hit like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. All right, let's get started. We're going to go to File. In Inventor, we're going to go to New Part. And as always, the first thing we do is we go to Tools, Document Settings, and we set our units. Today we're drawing in centimeters. So change your length to centimeters. Under Units, Apply, Close. And we're ready to start. Now, this part is basically a modified triangle, two rectangles, a hole, and a cutout. So we're going to start by doing a 2D sketch of the bottom rectangle, the very bottom one. We're going to choose our rectangle tool, go to the midpoint, which turns green when we hit it, and pull off to the side that we want to draw on. Now, if we look at the highlighted dimension, this highlighted in blue, when we move up, it changes. So that's our height. Now, if we look, this bottom rectangle is 95 by 50. So we're going to type in a height of 95, hit our tab button to go to the next input, and we're going to type in 50 there and hit enter. And we've created our rectangle. And by doing that, we can't see it anymore. So we can hit the top button to zoom out to our extents, and there it is. Now, we need to extrude to give it a third dimension. We're going to do additive modeling now. To do that, we have to finish the sketch. Again, we can't see it all, but if we hit our little home button here that looks like a house, we can see our extents. Now, if we look at our drawing, the thickness or height of that bottom rectangle is 15. So we're going to hit our extrude command, and we're going to type in 15 and enter. Hit our home button again so we can see it all. And there goes our bottom rectangle. Now, secondly, we have another rectangle to draw, and it is hollow, but we're going to draw a solid rectangle with additive modeling, then create the cutout with subtractive modeling. So we're going to start as 2D sketch. We're going to choose this top face to draw on. We're going to hit the top button so we can see it all. And we're going to draw our second rectangle here on this side. Got our rectangle command, 2 point. We're going to go grab our corner as green so we know we're in the corner and it'll line up. And we pull across. Now the highlighted one is the width. And if we look, that width is 40. And the length is 50, the same as our other rectangle. So we'll tab over 50 and we'll hit enter. And there we go. So we finished sketch. Now, we're going to extrude this up. If you look at your drawing, it's 50 up. So we're going to type in 50, hit our home button so we can see it again. Looks good. Now what we have to do is make our cutout on the top. So we're going to start a 2D sketch, and we're going to choose this top face to draw on. Now, the cutout is 20 by 30 and it's centered. So I'm just going to draw a couple of lines using the line command to give me a starting point. So I'll choose line, and I'll come right here to this corner, green, and click on it. And I'll pull over, making sure I'm going 0 degrees. Now, it will kind of snap to 0, 90, 180, back to a 90, and then 0. But we're going straight across, so we're going 0. Now the thickness is 10. So I'm going to pull off 10. See, I messed up. I'm going to right click on this to delete. I'm going to hit line again, go to this corner, and I'm going to pull over 0 degrees, 10 centimeters. Then the thickness is still 10 all the way around, so I'm going to go up 10. And that, right click to get out of that command, hit OK, and that's going to give us a starting point for our rectangle. So I'm going to choose my 2-point rectangle command, go to the end point of this line. Again, it turns green. Click on it, pull off the direction I want it to go, and the highlighted blue is our 20 dimension if you look at the drawing. So I'm going to type in 20, and I'm going to tab to the other dimension, which we know is 30. And there's our cutout in 2 dimensions. So I'm going to hit Finish Sketch. Now let's make our cutout using subtractive modeling. We're going to go to our Extrude command, and it's already picked, so we're good. But instead of building up, we're going to cut. So instead of the join, we're going to come down to where it says Cut. Now we need to choose the extents. This goes all the way through. So instead of typing in a distance, we're just going to click all. So it goes all the way through and hit OK. And there is our cutout. Now next, I'm going to go ahead and put the holes on. There's 2 holes, but we can do this in one sketch. All right. So I'm going to start a 2D sketch, and I'm going to choose this face because that's where I'm drawing. And I'm just going to do 2 lines to give me a center point for my hole. Okay, so I'm going to go to my line command, and I'm going to start at this corner. And if we look at our drawing, it's 20 centimeters over before we start. So I'm going to go 0 degrees, and I'm going to hit 20. Then I'm going to come up 90 degrees. Now, look at the drawing. We see a height of 95 from the top of the first rectangle. 25, excuse me, from the top of the first rectangle. But we're coming from the bottom. So we need to add that 15 distance. So instead of 25, we're coming up 40. That's the 25 dimension plus the 15. The thickness of the bottom one. Then I'm going to right click to get out, and I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to finish that sketch. Now, we have a point for our hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose our hole command. And the first thing it's going to do is ask us where the center of that hole is. So we're going to choose the end point of that line. That's our center point. Now we need to choose which kind of hole we're doing. You know, it's not countersunk or anything like that. It's a straight hole, and we want it to go through all, which means we want it to go through both sides of this. Now we need to put our diameter of that hole, which happens to be 15. And we hit OK. And there's our holes. Now, the next thing we need to do is that little triangle with a step. And it's in the center of this face, but it comes in this direction. So it's kind of hard to draw. So what we're going to do is we're going to offset a plane to give us something to work on. So we're going to go to plane, click down, and we're going to go offset from plane. Now, that whole shape, that whole distance there is 50. So the midpoint is going to be 25. The midpoint of this line here is going to be 25. So we're going to choose this surface, this face, and we're going to offset 25. Now this arrow is going this way. So if I type in 25, it's going to come out this way. I need it to go back. So what I'm going to type in is negative 25. And that puts us right in the center. I'm going to hit my check mark. Now we have a plane to work on. So let's go to Start 2D Sketch, and we're going to choose this plane to draw on. All right, now let's draw our triangle. We're going to choose our line command, and we're going to go up here to the end point of this line, click on it, come all the way down to there, click on it, then all the way over. And I'm going to hit OK to get out of it because I have to go back to the beginning and draw that little step off. So I go to the end point of this, and that step, before it goes down, I'm going to pull over at 0 degrees, and I'm going to type in 10. Then I only have to come down here to close my sketch. Right click to get out, hit OK, and finish sketch. Now, when we're looking at our part, sometimes we don't want to see that work plane, so I can go over here to work plane 1 that I just created. I can right click on it and I can turn off the visibility. Okay? Now, we have this sketch, and the width of that for the extrusion is 10, but we drew it in the center line. So we're going to go to extrude, and we're just going to type in 10. But if I do that, it's not in the center. So we're going to go down here to directions, and we're going to choose symmetric, which means if I chose 10, it's going to go 5 in either direction. And that's what we want. And I hit OK. And there's our little part. Today we've gone over a lot of basic things like basic sketching, shapes, but we've also done additive and subtractive modeling. We've used the hole command, and most importantly, for the first time, we've used the offset plane command to allow us to draw anywhere we want to. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Keep practicing. There'll be more to come. Please hit the like and subscribe button because it's going to help me make these every week. Also, feel free to contact me if you're having any trouble with anything in particular, and I'll try and get to it. Good luck, thanks, and have a great day.